What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Fishing with Separate video. Today we are going to attempt to do a brook trout catch and cook out of a roadside fishing hole. Now this spot I have never fished at before, so I don't even know if there's brook trout in this hole here or not. Most of these holes usually always have brook trout in them, so I'm really excited to see what we can catch here at this spot. The water's a little bit dirty. We'll see how it goes, I guess. What we're going to be using is we got this pink trout magnet that we're going to try out here. We have all the catch and cook stuff with us. So let's go ahead and see what we can catch here and see if we can get ourselves an eating size brook trout out of this nice fishing hole here. All right, let me get you guys on the hat and let's see what we can get here today. All right, now this spot here, I had to drive quite a while to get here. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And when I looked at it on Google Maps, I thought it was a lot closer than what it showed on Google Maps. So I don't know. I'm hoping it works out because I had to come quite far to get here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get down here and try casting pretty close to where it's coming in. Okay, so that's a positive sign. I don't know if you all just saw that, but a little tiny micro brook trout was just nibbling at us right near the white water. He was pretty close to being hooked up, but I really didn't want to have to catch that small one. Another little one. Oh, wait, what? This isn't a brook trout. What is this? Wait a second. What is this? Wait a second. Hold up. Oh, there he goes. Well, I wanted to get a better look at him, but that was not a brook trout. That was I think that was a fall fish. He was a greasy son of a gun. Jeez, oh, he was nasty. I think that was a fall fish. He was, oh God, my hand is sticky. Like, oh, that was a disgusting specimen, I'll tell you. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it is not what we're aiming for. We do not want to catch and cook one of those up. He's got a couple nibbles. He's got bit by something else again. Oh, we got fish on, boys. Another one of those. What? Is this the same one? What are these? I think, yeah, I'm pretty certain these are fall fish. What in the world is this thing? I don't know if that's the same one. It's the same size. I'm sick of catching those though. My hand is getting gross. Ah, these things are greasy. Whoa, okay, hold up. That was a better fish. I don't know if it's the same type of fish or if it was a brook trout. All right, boys, we've been fishing here for a good minute now. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna look at Google Maps, see what else we have around here. And we're gonna head to another spot that maybe is similar to this, that we can hopefully catch some brook trout out, because I think this spot only has like fall fish in it or whatever those were. So we'll catch you guys when we get to the new spot. All right, boys, we're a little bit further down the road now, but this is still part of the same creek. So I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I just couldn't help myself but try to fish this spot. It's a nice big hole, bigger than the one we were just fishing at. So I'm hoping that maybe, since it's a little bit bigger of a hole, that maybe we'll have a brook trout in here, maybe a couple. So let's get casted on. The spot looks fantastic. So let's get you guys on the hat and see what kind of luck we can get here. All right, as you can see, we only have a little small area to fish here unless we go over here. But there's nice holes all the way down through here. That's why I couldn't resist but come and fish here, because it just looks so much better than the other hole. We'll knock down some of this dead branch. Oh, I'm really hoping there's a brook trout in here. It looks super fishy. Oh, we just had a bite. We just had a bite. This looks promising. Good fish, boys, good fish. Nice. Oh, that's a brookie. Yes. All right, let's get down to the water. I think we might let this one go. I don't know how big he is yet until I can really get my hands on him better. Set the rod down right there. Not too bad of a trout. It's not too bad, but I think there's gonna be better trout up in here. So I'm gonna let this one go. He's already in the water anyways, but nice. It's good to know that there's brook trout in here. We have all these lovely holes to go fish all the way down, but I wanna keep casting here for now, because now that I know that there's some brook trout up in here, I think we're gonna get some more luck. I can stand in this water a little bit too. Oh, what? See, that was another one of those fall fish. I thought I was snagged on something, and it was just a lazy fall fish. So there is still some of those in here, but we do have brook trout. Oh, okay, we just had a good bite. We had a good bite right over here to my left. It's a little tricky to cast here. I'm glad I have the micro set up so I can really cast under this tree. I might have to go back up to where we caught that one at, just so we can cast a little bit easier. so I don't keep getting tied up on this tree here. There we go, another fish on, boys. It's another brookie. Just a small little guy though. This one we're gonna let go as well. It's with the hand. Just hit him right in the lower jaw. It's a nice little brook trout. I'm gonna throw him right back in that hole. I want him to get bigger in here, and just in case we come back later in the season. But nice, it's another brook trout on the day. I think there's gonna be some bigger trout up by the whitewater, so I think I am gonna get ready to move back up to where we were casting to before. Just had another little bite. Yeah, we're gonna head back up. It's just too tricky to cast right there, and it's not too far of a walk, so if we do have one we want to release, we'll just go right back to it. A little bite right there. It's getting a bunch of little nibbles. I just wish that I could cast somewhere easier. I'm gonna do a couple more casts at the big hole before we start making our way down and hitting up all these spots below, because I am really interested to see if anything's hiding out in these holes here, because it looks fantastic. This tree is really making things difficult though. Let me see if I can find a way. Well, maybe I can find a way over here. There we go. Now we're at least on the other side. See if we can find a spot where we can cast in. There's a lot of dead trees here. I was gonna try from here, but I don't know actually. Let me just try from right here. I'll get down on this rock right here. This looks like it might work actually. Make sure this rock is nice and sturdy, which it is. I just had a really good bite. Oh, we had another little one. Didn't quite get the hook set on him. I'm gonna do a couple more casts, and then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna change the color of the trout magnet we're using. Maybe to like a white, or maybe even like a nice bright yellow or something. Oh, we caught a tree branch. Well, now that's gonna be in the way. First, I thought I had a really nice fish on there. Right when I was pulling this out, I saw a small one come for it. So what I'm gonna decide to do here actually is I'm gonna go fish these little holes and pockets all the way down through here, and we'll come back to this bigger hole once it settles down a little bit. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time to rest up, give the fish some time to breathe, and that'll allow us to come down and fish these other holes. There's a spot right here in front of me where the tree's kind of slowing down the water. Looking down, I don't see any big holes. These holes looked a lot bigger before I got to them. So I'm gonna make my way back up, and we're gonna switch out the color of our trout magnet in hopes that that lightens things up a little bit and makes it more bites come through here. All right, before we try like a fluorescent yellow, I'm gonna go ahead and just try a simple white. It's the most natural color, obviously. And I forgot that I do have some marabou jigs. I have some small ones, and maybe that's actually what we could try too. I'll use this for a little bit before we try that out. But if we don't get any more like significant bites with this white one, then we'll try the marabou jig before we move on. All right, there we go, just a simple white trout magnet. We'll go back over here to cast. Let's hope that this changes our fortune. Pretty sure I just got bit first cast in, like within seconds. Oh, we got fish on, boys. Nice. It took us a while, but we finally got another fish on. Oh, he came off. Came off as quick as he went on. He was a smaller trout anyways. He wasn't eating size, so that's fine, we'll accept that. We just had a really good bite. Seems like all the good bites are just not hooking up, which is really unfortunate. Oh, that was a really good fish, dang. I don't know if he'll come back and bite it again or not. He was almost hooked up. We're getting bit. Oh, he dropped it before I could set the hook. All right, I haven't had a bite in quite a while, so let me go ahead and switch to a small marabou jig. Funny enough, I think we were getting more bites with the pink trout magnet, but it's all right. This is giving me a chance to try some new things out, some new baits that I'm not used to using. So let's go ahead and get this tied on. All right, there we go. Just a simple bucktail jig. It's got the red in it, which I think might actually help us out a little bit. And another thing that's also helping us out is this is a lot heavier than the trout magnet. So it's gonna sink a lot faster, which I think these trout are sitting down deep, and I can constantly keep some pressure on it here. We just had a really good bite, and I missed it. All right, so I used that bucktail for quite a while with no luck. So we're going back to my bread and butter at fishing holes just like this. We have a Panther Martin black and yellow spinner. This usually works fantastic at holes like this, so we'll see how this goes here. Little nibble right there. Fish on, boys. Oh no, is this What, is this a brook trout? It is a little brook trout. He almost just got me hooked. Ooh, we gotta get somewhere we can let this little guy go. I don't want to keep this little guy. Oh, he came off, nice. Well, that made that easy. Sweet. I'm gonna try casting from a different area here too. I really didn't want anything small like that, which is the unfortunate part. All right, boys, we're gonna try one more thing here. So I actually followed this all the way down on Google Maps, and this stream right here runs all the way down into a reservoir, and it looks like it's marshy, I don't know. But even where it looks marshy, it looks a little bit deep. So I'm hoping that maybe we'll be able to walk all the way where this stream meets in with the reservoir. Because if that's the case, then I think some brook trout are gonna be hanging out right where this meets the reservoir, and they'll have a lot more food source, and we might be able to get a way bigger brook trout. So we're just gonna keep making our way down here, and hopefully it doesn't get too marshy to the point where we can't keep walking down. But I'm gonna put you guys back on the hat while we make our way down. Let's keep our fingers crossed here. So I wanted to make a pit stop real quick because I see this big hole right here, and it's big enough to the point where I could use my spinner here, and it looks like there could be a nice sized trout in here if they're, oh yeah, it's nice and deep. Let's try this out. Oh, we just had a bite, we had a bite. Good sign, good sign. We'll let it sink down just for a second. It's a little deep through here. No, that's a nice fish. Oh, it's a nice fish, boys. Ooh, get him up on the bank. Woo hoo hoo hoo. Yes, boys. Nice. This looks like an eating size. I'm still gonna wet my hand anyways real quick. Oh yeah, that's an eating size. Nice. Oh, we got him good anyways. He's bleeding. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to keep him anyways. He's bleeding real good. He choked that down. Before I get my hook out of him, I'm gonna bonk him and put him out of his misery. I'm just gonna use my pliers here actually, and we'll just, oh boy, yeah, he's bleeding pretty good. I watched him come and he missed. All right, there we go, one good strike. Yep, there we go, boys. Just a nice, beautiful brook trout. He's got like a weird spot on him. Looks like he has a scar of some sort right up on his back. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but let's go ahead and wash him off. I'm gonna do a couple more casts before we do a catch and cook with him. Nice though, boys. I really didn't think we were gonna get any luck, but I'm glad that I ended up walking down here and casting into this hole. It wasn't actually that far from the other hole we were fishing. There's a little washed up view of him right there, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and just set him on the rock right here where he was bleeding. I'm gonna leave my bag on the ground while we take a couple more casts here. But he's a decent eating size, and he actually came from pretty close. He wasn't under the whitewater like I thought he would be. Oh, all right. That was an okay size fish too. That was just a small little guy. I just watched a small one follow it all the way in, and the water sucked him down. Oh, that's funny. That might be the one that was biting us here. I don't know if that was the last one that was in here or not, but oh, we're all tangled up here. There we go. No, there's still another little one. All right, boys, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rod up for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and clean this trout and get our catch and cook stuff out. And let's go ahead and have ourselves a nice little trout feast right here by this nice creek. One thing I want to do real quick is I want to find a nice flat stone that we can put up on the bank here. Something that's skinny but is nice and flat. This one looks like it has some potential. Yeah, this one has some potential on it. Yeah, it's really dirty actually. I don't know. I'd like to find one that's on the beach that's dry, that doesn't have a bunch of critters crawling all over it. Huh, tricky, tricky, tricky. Alrighty, boys, so we got our trout. Got our fillet knife here. By the way, I want you guys to check out my fillet knife that I got for Christmas. It's engraved with my YouTube channel name on there. And obviously it folds up, has a nice packaging to it. So it's really nice. So let's go ahead and clean this trout out here. We're just gonna do it pretty simple. I'm just gonna go through, clean the guts out. I'm gonna take the head right off. And then what we'll do is we'll get a nice wash on it, put the seasoning on, get the oil in the pan, and we'll have ourselves a great old dinner. There's all the guts and gunk. Throw that in there for the crawfish. We're gonna go ahead and score the kidney. All right, we got him all filleted up. Just really white meat on him. And one thing that I did notice is he actually has another scar right here that you guys can probably see. And right up here, he had another scar. So he was pretty beat up. I'm actually surprised with how many scars this guy had. I don't know what his life story is, but we got him all cleaned out. We're just gonna go ahead and season him up. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started on the cook here. So I just got some simple extra virgin olive oil here. Usually I would use butter, but it's just hard to keep butter from melting, especially once it starts to get a little bit hotter out. The cap on that oil is horrible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spread the oil in the pan. We might need a little bit more, but I need to go ahead and let this get started up here too. There we go, boys. So this is the new stove that I was talking about that I got recently. It's a lot easier to use than my other one. And it's a lot smaller too. So it makes it a lot easier to backpack around. I got my little mini tongs here to flip our trout. But what I need to do now is I need to get my fish that's in the bag. I did that to keep it from getting all nasty. I'll do one more rinse off before we throw some seasoning on it. All right, so what we're gonna be using is we got this brown sugar Kinder seasoning. So I'm gonna, actually what I'm gonna do, that's all right, I'll just cook a whole like this. I was gonna put some slits in it, but now I think about it, I think that'll be all right. We're just gonna get some good seasoning on there of this brown sugar. It's coming out pretty fast. Doesn't help that I don't have too good of a cooking station here. Oh yeah, that oil is ready to go. Looks like we're gonna have some curling issues here. Put some more seasoning up on there. Nice, sweet deal, boys. This is gonna cook pretty quick. I probably should turn it down a little bit. That way it doesn't burn. Yeah, we got quite a bit of curl happening. I probably should have put some slits in it, but you know, that's all right. We'll just make sure we cook this really nice and long. I'm gonna throw a little bit more oil in the pan here. It's quite a bit of oil, but it's just all going to one side. It's hard to get a level surface out here in the woods. So you work with what you got. It's not too big of a trout, so it won't need too horribly long. The stove is really good, actually. I didn't know if it would heat up the whole pan really good or not, but seems to be doing really nice. You can usually tell when a trout's done. You can grab its back fins and the bone will come out easily with it. So we still got a little bit longer here. Just want to make sure I don't burn it. Whoa. All right, I think we're about done here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I'm just gonna set it over here on this rock to let it cool. We'll let that trout cool off. Turn our stove right off. We'll let that cool down too. Nice. Let me just go ahead and wet my hands and wash off. All right, well, while we wait for our pan to cool down and stove, let's take a couple more casts here. We got the time to waste. Might as well have fun. Oh, fish on, boys. Just a little guy. He's really lively. First cast in there though. He looks super tiny. Holy smokes. Oh boy. Oh, little guy. Oh, I'm sorry. We hooked him in the eye. We just gotta hope that maybe he'll grow out of it. That's unfortunate. He had some really pretty marks on him though. Hopefully he'll be all right. See if there's any more in this hole. I think that little fish was the last thing we had there. Our fish is still cooling down. Looks like I burnt it a little bit, to be honest. That's all right, it'll still eat, but I definitely burnt that trout quite a bit. It's gonna take me a little while, obviously, to get used to the new stove. But what are you gonna do, you know? And actually, while we let that go, because it's gonna take a while for it to cool down because it's a cast iron pan, let's take a little adventure down here and see what else we got. Because obviously I want to come back here again. So let's just walk down here and see what else we got. We have another nice hole right here, but there's something going on right here that I'm not sure of. That's all right. But I can see the reservoir way down there. It's pretty sweet. All right, let's go ahead and head back and eat our trout. Alrighty. This cast iron is still scalding hot, but I'm hungry, I want to eat. So let's go ahead and dig right into this. Let me get you guys a good view real quick. As you can see, it's very al dente. At least we know it's fully cooked. That's for sure. Let's just go ahead and start eating this trout. I'm interested to see how good it tastes. Wow, that's actually very nice. That also could be because I'm really hungry right now. Yeah, no, that's really nice. That brown sugar just adds really good sweetness to the meat. Obviously, trout meat already has like a nice sweetness to it, but that brown sugar, especially well crispened up like it is, very nice. Very, very nice. That's a good piece right there. If you're eating with me, cheers. Yeah, that's really good. Oh man. Had a little bone, flipped over to the back side. We already ate a whole half of this trout. It is very good. Oh yeah, nice crispy skin. I think that's where we can call this a good episode, you know? We fished for a really long time. It took us a while to get a nice, decent sized eating trout, but we finally did it. So I think that's where we're gonna call this episode complete. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end of the video if you guys are here. If you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, please make sure to drop a comment down below and make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the videos get bigger and get more exposure. And we really want to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That's my goal. And thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have already given me. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna finish this trout and we'll catch you guys next week.